So we want to take off what I like to call the stem butt end, and we want a flat surface. This flat surface is going to be secured within the spikes. So we push it in and we secure the fruit in place and we move the peeler forward. To one side, and then it should be able to take another fruit to the other side. And when it is done, you pull out the fruit from the spikes and voila. There you go. Okay, so troubleshooting the peeler. Sometimes you might end up with some fruit that is not peeled all the way. Sometimes you might have fruit that is peeled too deep, and it's very difficult. And of course you have some that are too shallow. So how to fix the problem? So first you want to make sure that you have a mature fruit, meaning when you cut the fruit, it is not green. I will show you a green fruit that is immature. When you cut into it, it is very green on the inside, so you can see the difference. The skin of the green is very pokey and very difficult for the peeler. Whereas the mature fruit, the skin has become flattened and it is easier. Sometimes you will have some missing spots. You can either decide to do it by hand or you can run it through again. When you hear the click, that means you stop. When trying to do a fruit that is too green, you may have some issues. Right here, we have a clogged peeler. Here you can see the blade is clogged, so we must take it out. You can either, one, use a quick fix with the knife, and this is more tedious, so you have to be very careful. If it is not coming out, either by pulling manually, another good way to fix it is by cleaning it or rinsing. When the fruit is too green, there's a lot of latex, and so the skin gets stuck in the blade. The blade is clean and ready to operate again. When you have fruit that is too deep, it's because your blade is either too open or too far out. So in this case, the blade is perfect, but let's make it so that it's too far out. There is an adjustment where there's the black adjuster. You have a more open blade, and then if you tighten it, you have a more closed blade. So with it more open, you will see the effects. It is very difficult to use the pillar, and you can see the cut is very deep. The blade is too loose or either too high up, so we must adjust it. To adjust the blade, you can adjust the height. Here, the blade is fixed on these holders, so you want to make sure that it is level and secure. So now we will attach the blade, and here it can either go up, like you see, or it can go down. This is very down, and this is very up. Ideally, you want it to be flush. And we will tighten the black adjuster. Okay, and we will try a fruit. The cut is much better. So to disassemble the peeler, you want to make sure that you take off all of the pieces. So I've taken off this adjustment as well as the blade and the blade holder. Here we have more of the blade holder. And we will use this tool, which is the right fitting for the screw. And it's on this side. We will loosen the fixing for the blade. Okay. And it's not coming out, so we need to loosen it a little bit more. Actually. So here there's a little lip. You want to make sure that this lip is facing up so it can be released, because it can put in and then it's secured. Whereas you push it up, then it can come out. So now you don't want to lose this piece, so you will put it back in the peeler so it can hold there until you're ready to reuse it. To maintain your peeler, you want to make sure you keep things clean. So we will disassemble the blade and wash it. So when you're coming to disassemble the blade is set on these two nubs. So you want to give a slight pinch and be very careful, because this is a sharp edge. And you push in slightly, and you push in. There we go. So now these two holders have been released. Take it over here. You want to fully clean your blade. There can be lots of sap that gets stuck on the sharp end. So to clean your blade, you want to use soap as well as brushes. So we have a thicker bristle, which allows you to get the majority of the gum. Okay, and then we have a thinner bristle or brush that will will allow you to get into more detail. So over time, your blade will become dull. So it's important practice to sharpen your blade every week or so, or as needed. And you want to find the angle where your blade is, and you want to keep the sharpener at a fixed angle, and you will use that same stroke to sharpen the blade. It is not good to go back and forth. That will dull your blade. Always go in one direction. You can either go forward or back. You can check the sharpness. So next we will disassemble the peeler. Disassembly includes giving a general rinse while it's still stable and standing, then taking it off, and then giving it a second cleaning. So first we'll use a little bit of soapy water to clean our peeler. It's important that you keep the peeler clean so that it does not rust or gum up with sap. And then, while it is still up, we will remove this piece and this piece for additional cleaning, for more detailed cleaning. So you will use a wrench or a tool to help you remove the bolts. Once you loosen it up, you can give a better detailed clean. And this side also comes off as well. So now we will take off the vise, which secures the peeler. And the peeler is quite heavy, so you want to make sure you hold it with one hand while removing the vise with the other. Now you can lay the peeler on its side so it is secure, and do an additional wiping to keep it clean. Make sure you want to clean the bottoms of the feet. Okay, all done. Okay. So it is good to remove your rubber band so that it can be cleaned. A general good practice is to have a cloth for you to set your equipment so that it can dry in place. Okay, so you have many parts to the peeler, and we will describe those to you, where they go and their purpose. First you have this is the fruit spike. There's 3 spikes here to secure the fruit. This will go on the far end of the peeler where the handle is. This piece are additional bolts to give you additional spacing in case you need to make your peeler adjusted to a smaller fruit. This piece will go on the other end of the peeler where the hip bar is, and it will always go on like this so that the fruit can be stable there. The spike will come out of this end.
I have a question.
Yes.
So in this piece, can you take off?
Yes, you can. But this is the size recommended by the engineer.
Oh, good. Thank you.
Blade holder, which attaches to the peeling device. Then you have the actual blade, which has a sharp edge and a dull edge, as well as these 2 holes to secure on the blade holder, which is actually here. So when you are assembling, you want the sharp end to be facing the peeling device. So when you actually connect it, you're using this other piece, which helps to stabilize the fruit. The blade is inserted into those 2 slots, and the holes are then securely in the nubs. So you can assemble the piece like that. Then you have this adjuster, which allows you to hold the pieces together as well as adjust the blade. Right will allow it to go tighter, and left will allow it to open up and go looser. So once you have your blade assembled, you will insert it into the peeling device, and there's this screw that fits inside that will allow you to secure the peeling part. And this tool, the Allen wrench, will help you do so. Lastly, we have the
Koba, what is it? It's named Koba.
Okay, we'll go.
Koba.
Lastly, you have the cord. This cord or rubber band is what secures on the gears, allowing you to make for a bigger fruit, a medium fruit, or a smaller fruit. This is attached to where the handle is of the peeler.